Support for the Leadoff on WGLT and WGLT.org comes from the Central Illinois Regional Airport, where travelers are one stop away from world destinations. Connections on American Airlines to Chicago or to Dallas-Fort Worth are available daily. Close, convenient, CIRA. More at CIRA.com.
This heat wave is going to be sticking around all week long. That's one of the things you need to know to start your day for Tuesday, June 18th. I'm Ryan Denham, and this is WGLT's The Leadoff. Now let's lead off with this week's heat wave. The National Weather Service says Bloomington Normal should expect hot and humid highs in the mid-90s through Saturday, with a heat index at or above 100 each day. One day in the 90s is bearable, but a week of it can get dangerous. Jace Eustace with the American Red Cross of Illinois says heat waves have become more frequent and intense since the 1960s and are lasting longer.
It's important to understand that heat can be life-threatening when it's these prolonged periods of this excessive heat.
The Red Cross suggests 3 ways to stay safe. Slow down, postpone or limit outdoor activities as much as possible, spend time indoors as much as possible, and stay hydrated with water.
Trying to avoid those sugary kind of caffeinated drinks and alcoholic beverages as well. Try to avoid those and just try to stick with the water to keep you as hydrated as possible.
Eustace says keep an eye out for heat cramps and heat exhaustion and call 911 immediately if you see signs of a heat stroke. Things like hot, red, dry, or damp skin, a fast or strong pulse, headache, dizziness, nausea, or confusion. That's for you and those around you.
You should make sure if there's neighbors that are around you that might not go outside very often, might not have air conditioning, make sure you check on those neighbors too, just in case there might be power outages or there might be other things going on.
There may be some relief in the forecast. The Weather Service says there's a chance for pop-up thunderstorms just about every day, though most of central Illinois will stay dry. Here's some other stories we're following in the WGLT newsroom. An Illinois law banning the sale and use of bump stocks and other devices that increase the firing power of semi-automatic weapons remains in place, at least for now, despite a Supreme Court decision striking down a federal ban on such items. Bloomington Mayor Mboko Milamwe says there's been significant interest in a job opening for deputy city manager. He says more than a dozen people have applied for that post. It opened up when Jeff Juergens got the top job. And Judge Charles Feeney is retiring in Woodford County as of July 31st. Those interested in applying for the resident circuit judge vacancy should apply by July 8th. You must be a licensed lawyer in Illinois. You can find more on these stories at WGLT.org. Every month, Bloomington librarian Nazma Ali puts together a few discussion topics loosely based around a theme. In May, it was music. This month, the topic was beauty. The concept isn't speed dating, but it sort of feels like it. Participants on Ali's discussion group get together to practice speaking English. WGLT's Lauren Warnicki went to last month's group, which Ali organizes with Star Literacy. Ali says the program's design is simple, effective, and fun.
We have people from different backgrounds, as you know, so there's Spanish, there's Portuguese, and for me it's Swahili, and then we also have Hindi speakers. So when you're coming in as what I'm advertising mostly is that native speakers are welcome to come help people in the community. So basically you're coming in blindly to learn what's happening in here. But the bottom line is basically the idea is to speak English to those people and help out.
So like in this case, banda is like live music. People playing their instrument, they have more vibes.
It's more of a
folkloric.
show of it's a Mexican music. The banda.
Okay, so it's more folkloric.
Yes,
Yeah,
in our
folkloric.
case in Puerto Rico will be the salsa music. The salsa that we have the orchestra, we have the singers, the instruments. That's
So
we can
it's more like a surprise, I suppose, but also it's a good surprise, right? You get to meet people from different walks of lives. Each time we have these meetings, we have at least 5 native speakers. So each table that we have always have someone who can facilitate the conversation going.
And what's kind of great about that is that they can't lean necessarily on their native languages. Essentially, you have to work it out in English, right?
Yeah. Yes, you do. So now all of them, most of them do speak a little bit of English. It's not like they don't speak at all. So like they kind of like, I always have guided questions basically. So those questions is if you are stuck, and I encourage them to actually read those questions out loudly so that they can read them in English, which language, they do, because they know how to speak the language, even if it's not fluently.
And then I went Zumba class also.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard some song. I like that song. I don't know. Let it go, and then.
Let her go.
I studied French in high school, right? And I've been trying to brush up using Duolingo. And this isn't to like promote any one platform, right? But those self-learning platforms like Duolingo or Rosetta Stone are helpful. But I imagine that this is kind of where the magic happens. It's actually talking to people and listening and hearing different accents and things that helps really to get them fluent, right?
Yes, that's right. So I started this program once I started working at the BPL, Bloomington Public Library. As you can tell, myself have an accent. When I first moved to the US, I was living in Pennsylvania, and I found a public library where they did have these kind of groups. These plus also citizenship classes. So I would attend them on weekends or my days off. And that's why when I moved here, I'm like, there's nothing like it. Maybe I should start it. And I think it worked out perfectly because I also enjoy this kind of stuff. So we're having a conversation. It's the questions that I have, they're mostly just if you get stuck. Like, no one has to go by those questions. It's not structured at all. This is just very informal. And I feel like having a conversation, speaking, improves your language more than just, writing or anything like that. So I think it's been working out very well.
Did I miss anything? Is there anything else you want to make sure we know about this program?
Yeah, everyone is welcome, especially, like I say, the native English speakers to come and help us out. We would love for you to also tutor with Star Literacy. They're looking for tutors as well. There's a lot of students who would like to learn English as well.
The next meeting of the English Language Conversation Group is Monday, July 15th, with a topic of culture. The group is free and open to the public. Librarian Nazma Ali spoke with WGLT's Lauren Warnicki. And before we let you go, the Salvation Army's Safe Harbor Shelter will be hosting a Juneteenth block party for its residents and the community. That's today from noon to 4 on Oak Street in Bloomington. There'll be food, games, music, and giveaways. That's it for today. I'm Ryan Denham. You can subscribe to The Leadoff on the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.